And this is how we begin.
It's great. It's perfect.
Let's cut to everyone. There we go. I don't know if we had audio before because I'm a pro at this. I've only done it like 15 times with us. But hello and welcome back to a new happy hour. I am creative director, one of the creative directors here at Backflip. We have the whole, not the whole, but like half the whole Backflip team here. Got Johnny John over here. Say hey, John.
Hey, half the whole.
Other creative. Somebody said that they hate that, like whole half. It's a whole half. Was it one of you guys the other day? Like, I hate that in the English language when people say whole half.
That quarter? Wait,
I've never said a whole half.
Yeah, it's counterintuitive. So joining us today, we've got Jeff Bell down here. Say hey, Jeff.
Hey!
And Andrew Christofil over there.
Hello.
As you can see, we're all extremely socially distanced. But this is exciting. We've been having a lot of external guests, and we've done a lot of podcasts with each other. But now we get to actually do a happy hour with each other. So what do you guys...
In all reality, we're actually not socially distanced. We're all using that funky Zoom background, and we're all sitting right... Like, if I reach too far to my left, I would actually punch Andrew in the face right now.
Yeah. Here, go ahead and reach up.
That's a lot.
Let's see.
Okay,
which
ready?
hand?
And
Wait,
this one...
Go this hand.
Oh! Movie magic.
I'm emotionally distant.
Well, you're born that way, and we can't help it. So, what are you guys drinking today? I've got the Belvini Double Wood, aged 12 years.
Just drinking the bottle.
As a back, I've got a glass. As a backup, the New Normal Ale, New Norm Ale from Carbon 4. This also has just become, I think, an advertisement for Carbon 4, which has been fun. This is Wisconsin Brewers Guild associative beer. I think there's some kind of cross promotion here, but I'm super excited to try it. John, this is the new normal beer, but this is not the new normal.
Oh, gotcha.
You're safe. All right, what do you got?
A Fantasy Factory, the new normal.
Also the old normal.
Also the old normal.
One of my faves. All right, Jeff, what do you got?
I am drinking dihydrogen monoxide, or just it's water molecules. It's just water. That's all I got today, unfortunately.
Dehydrogen, I guess H2O.
Dihydrogen monoxide is the name for the actual water molecule itself.
Is it D or die? I mean, we got to figure this out on this podcast.
It's DIHYDROEGEN.
Oh,
so it's.
I stopped
it's
listening
D or
after the
dies.
second letter. I'm sorry.
You got to be careful about where you put the pause there, because it also could be like hydrogen monoxide.
Yeah,
I
hydrogen
belong to a
monoxide
small
sounds
guild where I
worse.
believe all hydrogen must be killed off. We don't need it anymore. We don't use it for anything.
I agree. It should go with all the helium. Get rid of it.
Yes, who needs it? Just tie it all to a big balloon and let it go.
Yeah.
Or it's like when a villain in a movie, is like die, and then they announce what they're killing you with.
And Andrew, what do you got over there? I heard you opening right before we started.
Yeah. I just grabbed the first thing that I saw, which is some Stella. I get a little sleepy when I drink, so I also have some coffee prepared.
Oh, nice.
Some French press that I made this morning. Just a quick chaser, little Stella, and then a big swig of coffee. It just balances things out.
Nothing says delicious like coffee right after a Stella.
It's a funny thing that we keep doing. John will often do that as well. And I had some caffeinated water here just before. I also have a little smoothie because I think I have a drinking problem, but not in the way that you would think. I just have 4 things on my desk to choose from, just to control the mood.
Like options.
Yeah.
Yes.
This one brings me up a little. This one charges me. And these kind of bring me down. So, we just try to keep.
That's how the human brain works. switches on the fly based on whatever you take a sip of.
Yes, exactly. So let's hear a little bit about you guys. Most of our fans, or anybody who's on our Facebook page or YouTube, will likely already know who you are, or it's your friends who are tuning in. But for those who don't know who you guys are, you should let us, tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, how'd you come to Backflip.
Who wants to go first?
After you.
Oh, dang it. So I am Jeff. I am the lead editor at Backflip. That's who I am business-wise. Personally,
party-wise?
What?
Who are you party-wise?
Oh, pretty much the same guy. Just a little quieter and a little less hyper, I guess. I came to Backflip about, it's almost 6 years now. It'll be 6 years in October. Yep. So I came as the editor and have been just editing everything like crazy as much as I can until that guy right there, Andrew, came along. And now I give him everything and I sit here and pretend to do work. That's a lie.
Yeah, you are working remote right now, so who knows? You could just be playing games all day, and somebody else could be giving us all the renders. The dozens of renders that come out of your house.
Yes, exactly. I have now shipped out all the work to a company in Sweden who also has all of our login information and just does it all themselves. And so far, they haven't hacked anything
That we're aware of.
mean,
It's like that story of that guy who outsourced his job to China, but instead of actually having any benefit from that, he still went into work every day and just sat at his desk and watched cat videos.
I mean, hey, get out of the house for a little bit. There's at least something there, right?
Yeah.
And just don't get caught next time,
Yeah.
Jeff.
What? You haven't seen any of the cat videos that I've been watching? So
No, I haven't yet. All right, so Andrew, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you came to be here.
Sure. Well, first of all, yeah, Jeff's story is true. He actually remotes into my machine just to make sure that I'm doing actual work. He'll do that every hour or two.
Mm-hmm.
Little thingy installed on my machine. So I applied here for an internship shortly before graduating college. Worked on a few projects, and turns out you all really liked, the work I was doing, as well as my personality fit right in, and hired me. So I've been, started out a little more part-time, transitioned to full-time as editing work picked up. And now I'm assistant editor here at Backflip, still under Jeff's shadow, but that'll change soon.
What?
Yeah.
Well, we'll see who does the coup.
He's known this has, been years in the works so far, but he never knows when the actual time to pounce is.
And that is exactly why I have been monitoring your computer once an hour, because I'm sure you're sending messages to somebody.
And you've been putting just little errors in his renders, right?
Yep.
Just so after the fact, you can point and be like, look, I mean, there's all these issues, so...
He keeps messing up. Everything he releases, just everything doesn't work. So I'm like, yeah.
Why is there still a watermark?
Yes, that's my biggest one that I like to do.
That was a fun one. I bought the track and I put it in there. I don't see the purchase in the account. I don't know what's going on. That's a real thing that happened.
Yep.
Where we did purchase it and probably switch it out, but in a different render, purchased in a different account.
Yep.
Which you guys are so efficient, stuff like that never happens. So it was endless comedy for I don't know how long, a day.
How did that happen?
Yeah. I imagine it was very frustrating for you guys, but it was very funny for us.
It was very frustrating for a good solid hour and a half until we figured out what had happened, and then it was like, oh, Okay.
Yeah. We found out it was technically like Adobe doing a weird thing.
Yep.
And, we got mad at Adobe for a day, but just like, most things you have a very close relationship to, you can't stay mad at it forever.
You can't stay mad at Adobe. I
No.
get mad at Adobe frequently when their reps call us and try to upsell us with things. I can't stay mad.
Yeah. They kind of every month they want to charge us $20 more an account, and we have like 5 accounts for no benefit to us. And when we tell them that, they're like, "You have to, or we're going to shut off your account." And both John and I have had the same experience of like, "Go for it. Let's see what happens."
Do it.
Nothing happens.
I'll say, and they still haven't.
Yeah. They're probably watching right now, though.
Yeah. Also, just the amount, like $100 a month, is probably such a penance to them. Like nobody cares about the upgrade, because I think technically we're supposed to all be on a business account because we're a business. But honestly, it's kind of like the contractor idea. Like, hey, use whatever tool you want. We think this is the best tool, and we'll pay for it.
Everyone is free to use whatever software they would like to use.
Mm-hmm.
Exact.
It's like it's the Ford advertising. You can have a Model T in any color you want as long as it's black.
Right.
And a reminder to our people on the live stream, you can ask questions of these guys or us, and we can answer them live on the air. That's one of the features here. We got a couple fun comments. It's all in the family today, which is fun. So my sister, she was commenting about all my drinks, uppers and downers. It's like Alice in Wonderland. You're drinking the little things and eating, so you grow bigger and smaller. And then Amanda's just super excited that Jeff and Andrew are here, and I'm excited that you guys are here.
My family is your biggest fans.
Hey, I'll take it.
Oh yeah,
I'm your family's biggest fans.
I was gonna say, I know a couple of my friends might be hanging around on here. They responded to the event.
Nice.
So Bucky, if you're watching, what's up?
We need some Andrew dirt.
Yeah, let's get some stories. Go ahead and post it into chat. We'll bring it up.
And
Andrew
this is
has
why
left the call.
This is why I don't have friends.
So let's maybe get a little bit into editing. I think that's kind of very interesting in what you guys do, especially since we just kind of throw stuff at you, and sometimes there's a script and a very detailed storyboard. A lot of times it's docu style, and we have like, here's a creative and mood board and an idea, and here's what we actually filmed. So you guys end up doing a lot of your own writing and storytelling in that regard. What's that like for you guys?
I mean, it's one of those things where, for me, I've done it so much that it's kind of hard to describe exactly like the process or how I think about doing it, because that's not a slam on anybody or the fact that we never do something that's according to the storyboard or whatnot, but it's just that there's usually some level of some project that does not match, no matter how much pre-planning had happened, or no matter how careful we were to get the exact shot. Almost I will honestly say 95% of the time, there is some aspect of that project that still needs to be changed and updated and tweaked, or kind of rewritten or re-envisioned to get it to best match what was originally being looked at for the project or wanted for the project. So it's hard sometimes. It kind of just depends upon the level of what we're changing or the level of work that needs to be done. Yeah, for certain projects where this was what the storyboard was and there's no way we were able to film that and this is what we kind of filmed, you can still see bits and pieces of what was in the original storyboard or what we were going for in that original storyboard. You can still see that in the footage that was filmed. And I don't know, for me, I visually can see that. I can go, oh well, this is close to what they were looking for this. Okay, that's this. Or if we use this piece and this piece, that combines and that kind of forms what was being sought after. So I don't know if it's as easy for Andrew. it's like I said, it's hard for me to be like, oh yeah, well, it's so difficult to do, but
Right. I also think that you look at it and it's kind of like a baby. You're like, oh yeah, I can totally see the family resemblance. But you know, like even I would say like 1 in 100, maybe even it is like shot for shot what we did in a storyboard, or even, you know, maybe it's happened a handful of times in the 13 years we've been around. But I think that's what makes a team very effective, in that it's not going to always be the same, but you're going to figure out, or Andrew's going to figure out, how to still achieve the same creative and same ideas, but with different pieces perhaps than we originally planned.
Yeah, I think a lot of footage that comes our way is just very raw interviews. Nothing's like staged or set up. These are exactly what the interviewer is expressing. You know, they're getting really good emotion from that, and we have to take a very, very long interview and condense it into just a few minutes. And I just thought of an analogy on the spot here. It's like getting a whole raw chicken, you know, and you got to shave away, you know, bits of fat, try to find a story like, okay, definitely don't use this. But then you still have most of a good chicken, but that's way too much. So it's like, well, what's my favorite kind of meat in the chicken? Maybe it's the thighs. So it's like scrap everything else, and you're left with the best part of the chicken, in my opinion, chicken thighs. You got to slowly start scrapping away, even if it's good stuff, really good stuff. You really just got to find, you know, just 2 or 3 minutes of pure gold. I don't know if that analogy made any sense, but
oh yeah, absolutely. And if you play into that, like with a chef or a recipe. Oh, sorry, I put Jeff on there.
I am. No, I'm sorry. I'm still just dumbfounded by the analogy. That's all.
But it's like he's
that
like
analogy.
I just came up with it. I totally didn't plan it. What was I
came
gonna
up
say?
with it probably 3 minutes before I said that I just came up with it.
The greatest analogy ever, Luke says. But go further, and like with a recipe, it's like, this is, you know, chicken pot pie. Like, we're making chicken pot pie, but again, you're starting with something. Like, how are you going to prepare those pieces that go into there? You know, like you could do it 100 different ways.
I will probably. I was just gonna say, like, I did not agree with Andrew's analogy, but the more that I thought about it, I'm
oh
like,
no, we can make it work.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. Like, it makes sense, because we can make it work in the sense that, yeah. So this one project, we are taking the best parts of the chicken, but a lot of times we have projects that we can make more videos out of later on with that same content. So then it's like, well, we threw away the wings. Maybe we can use that here instead. It's so technically.
That's how my wife cooks, though. She'll cook you know, some pieces, and we'll eat those pieces, and then I've accidentally thrown the carcass away, and she's like, no, I'm making split piece soup with the carcass. Nothing is left unturned, and that carcass is like our video production business.
Now, in all fairness, sometimes that last video in a series of 15 might not be nearly as good as that first video, and it's only because at that point we're using chicken skin.
It's old and decrepit.
The feet, and that's all we've got left.
Well, we're down to the skin, but it's still usable. And save me the neck, by the way.
Yes.
And while we're at it, seasoning is like the B-roll, and whatever, you know, vegetables you cook with the chicken, and then, you know, baking it to the perfect temperature and texture. That's just kind of like maybe the color correction, would you say, at the very end, any VFX work, just to top things off, if we're making a chicken pot pie.
By the way, VFX work is the browning of the skin, or the top layer, if we're kind of going that direction. I do like that.
Yeah, and our server is like the refrigerator that you have to put the carcass back in until you're ready to use it again.
Right. That's the cold storage. Literally the cold storage.
Let's get everything we can out of this analogy. Carolyn loves
just
it.
Like the chicken.
Now, where does the butcher come into play? The butcher or the farmer? Is he part of the? Is he the client? Like, what is that? What is that analogy?
You don't need to.
The butcher?
You don't need to stick your hand in a butcher's ass to know if the steak is good. I think that's how the quote goes.
I think in this case, Ryan and I and Luke are often the butchers. We go take the chicken away from a farmer.
And the farmer's the client.
And chop it all up. And be like, is this what you wanted?
All right, so I think we've used the chicken analogy. Now, how do cows work into our production field? That's the next question.
I can only do this analogy with poultry. But Carolyn loves it. She says she's personally benefited from Andrew and Jeff taking the chicken thighs for one video and using the rest of the carcass for other videos, and she loves it. So keep cooking.
Chicken.
This is the only way I'm ever going to talk to you about edits from now on as well. Be like, my feedback will just be need a little more thigh meat.
Yes.
Yeah, you're gonna have to extrapolate what that means.
A little more thigh meat, and I need the skin to be toasted just a little bit more.
If me and Jeff have a disagreement, we'll just crack a wishbone then.
Aw, they should bring that show back.
That's when we crack a wishbone. That's when you take on part of a video, and then I take on the other half of the video. See, and and then depending upon what type of video it is, depends upon who got the bigger wishbone. I broke the analogy.
Ooh.
This feels like another chart or diagram that we need to create and give to Scott.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, so he can seriously hand out like a ridiculous piece of marketing to people. That'd be awesome.
Yep.
By the end of it, though, he's just gonna have this whole binder full of things that he takes to try to explain to clients. Like, okay, well, here's kind of how the pricing works, and they'll be like, okay, I get it. That's a funny analogy. And then we're like, all right, now how's the edit process gonna look? He's like, okay, here's a diagram of a chicken, and you can see the different cuts you get.
Carolyn brings something good up. We're going to have to come up with maybe a vegetarian version of this analogy as well, because we are in Madison, so we don't want to alienate anyone. Also, pictures of chopping up and butchering a chicken, it might be a little
not
off-putting on the.
it's like the cow diagram where it's just the chicken and there's just lines drawn on them.
The different pieces. It's all very clean. It's all very child friendly.
To be PC, we're just going to have a picture of John, and we're going to show like what cuts of meat we can get from John in order to communicate the concept.
If I was chicken, this is the part that you would want.
Yeah, this not so much. This definitely.
But he's in the chicken pose.
Yeah, but it's still just him, which absolutely messes with the analogy even more. Makes it even more confusing.
Oh, yeah,
because then people are like, they have to relate a human body doing the chicken to the pieces of chicken to how editing works. Andrew, what have you done?
I regret nothing.
What have you done?
We've got a really good question online on YouTube from Alex Buckburger, I'm going to assume. Or Butch Burger. Ooh, I like Butch Burger better. Let's go with that. So this is for Andrew. I've already committed to Butch Burger. For Andrew, Nicolas Cage, good or bad?
I think we can all answer this question. Fantastic. Probably top 5 actor of all time. The most recent thing I've seen him in was Mandy. He's wielding a chainsaw, and he's like all on these weird drugs that these weird creatures made, and he's huge-eyed, and he's wielding a chainsaw, and he's just spinning around, and there's fire, and it's great, and he screams. Like, what more could you want from an actor? I couldn't imagine anyone else taking a role like that. Really fun film if you hadn't seen it. Curious to hear what everyone else has to think about Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, this is set Amanda off on a trajectory that is unstoppable, and we're probably going to get only her comments from the rest of this talking about Nicolas Cage. She can't stand him, but it's an acquired taste.
It's unreasonable,
like chicken broth.
There's nothing
which comes from the post-production visual effects side of the edit.
Go ahead.
I guess so. Nicolas Cage. Oh my goodness. So I grew up really liking him, and he is. Oh my goodness. I don't even know how to start this comment. He is very good in certain films, like early Nicolas Cage, like pre-99 Nicolas Cage, like 1999. was really good in all of his dramas and some of his comedies. But despite having said that, he had already been in like Face Off, which was it's Nicolas Cage at his earliest, most craziest, and it's still also very entertaining. So I feel like, despite the fact that the man makes like 1,200 movies a year now, it seems like every other week there's 4 more Nicolas Cage movies that gets released. I know he is pretty dang entertaining.
You know what you're gonna get when you're watching a Nicolas Cage movie. You're gonna get Nicolas Cage. It's kind of like Keanu, but I like Keanu more. But
right. It's like, what Nicolas Cage is this one? Oh, this, like, despite the title of this film, oh, this is completely like serious drama Nicolas Cage, and he's doing a great job. Or, oh, like, I thought this was going to be a series, and oh, it's him bouncing off the wall, making like faces the entire time. It's like, but that's entertaining. So.
Oh, so good.
What was that one movie with the poster? I think that's Nicolas Cage.
It's unstoppable.
Oh, no. I love that Amanda came from somewhere else to
just to
show her disdain.
I brought macaroni and cheese.
Now next, she's
Nice.
going to show up in Andrews. Somehow.
To slap him, to help him not love Nicolas Cage so much. I mean, he's going to be Joe Exotic.
Which is perfect.
It's amazing. I mean, what's that other comedian who other people were like, this should be Joe Exotic?
The actor.
Is it a B or come on, brains?
Danny McBride.
Danny McBride. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, he would be amazing just because it's just a little shift, and he's Joe Exotic. But Nicolas Cage. I mean, maybe John, this makes Amanda love Nicolas Cage after she sees him as Joe Exotic.
She just has a thing.
This is his return.
You know what?
He's gonna make
what
Nicolas
it
Cage
is?
be loved by all.
I think he broke her heart in City of Angels. You know,
That's a very valid reason.
and she can't forgive him for that.
You know, I tried watching. What is it? Isn't there one where he's got a flower growing out of his head like a daisy? What's that one? I can picture the image, but like it was more of a serious role, and I'm like, I don't want this. I want Nicolas Caging as hard as he can, you know, in some type of airplane.
Was that adaptation?
Adaptation? Yes, because that's
think that was
the
adaptation.
screenwriter, and he plays himself and his brother. Or
Plays
something?
Charlie Kaufman. Yep.
Have you seen the Community episode where Abed tries to do the report on whether Nicolas Cage is a good actor or a bad actor?
I don't think I've gotten back to that yet.
Don't remember that one.
Yeah, I'm in
pretty
season
sure
3 right now.
I'm pretty sure that's why that question was asked in the first place. I
Nice.
know Alex just finished binging all of Community recently as
Oh,
well.
so good.
Yeah. I just saw it again the other day because I was rewatching some, and it's good.
Oh, it's so good. Also, you said Abed. What'd you say?
I said Abed. I thought
You did. Oh no, you said it right, and then I immediately thought of like, what does he say? Abed. Chevy Chase's character. Pierce? Pierce always pronounces everything incorrectly and is so inappropriate. And I don't even know how they got that show made, but that made me think of the mispronunciation. But people are loving this Nicolas Cage off. Aaron, dang it, I forgot your last name, Aaron. Our
just
friend.
Aaron.
What?
Williams.
Just Aaron.
Aaron
Just call him
Williams, yes. Because his name on YouTube is Geechik or Gek. I don't know. He still wants to do a podcast where we go through Nick Cage movies. That would be. I mean, I feel like there's a huge audience for that. I would follow that podcast. And Amanda says Nicolas Caging. That is exactly why he's the worst. And I think she misspoke. I think she meant best. That is definitely why he's the best.
Yeah.
Very easy words to confuse.
Oh, and Aaron said his last name is all caps.
That
helps. So Spencer had a good question. Spencer V. I'm not going to try your last name. What made Andrew stand out when you hired him? And when you were talking about how you came on as an intern and got to do different things, it just made me think about that. And I love that process because we got to see you try some fun projects, try some serious projects, try some, I don't want to say boring, but more of the like, okay, here's like 20 talks you have to like slog through and just chop up for Jeff. So it's more that assistant editing role. But just to see how you handled a variety of things, and you took to everything with zeal and enthusiasm, and obviously you did things quite well. And so, you know, we brought you on as an intern because we're like, hey, we'll just experiment. We'll see what happens. It's just an intern if it doesn't work out. And every step of the way, you've impressed us, which, you know, I think kind of brings us to where we're at now, where we can even come in and be like, all right, Jeff, Andrew, who's going to work on these projects, you know, and you guys can decide between you two, like, oh, Andrew's kind of been working more on these, so he's going to take that and lead that, or, you know, still assisting in some capacity, but being able to actually take on and edit almost all the way from beginning to end. So I think just, you know, your artistry and your work ethic, right? Even taking the tasks that aren't maybe the most exciting.
Yeah, and for me, it was one guy named Andrew had left, and so then we had a new guy named Andrew, and didn't have to relearn a name. So,
and we already made business cards. We already had name plaques.
Right.
We could not afford that.
I don't even know. Did we? We might have even just like switched his email over. Now that you're mentioning it.
Oh, it all makes sense now. All right.
Yeah.
Appreciate the honesty, John.
Well, you were talking about this before, and like, especially in our market, a smaller video production market, there's a lot of writing that you guys have to do from the edit chair. You know, we don't have this like huge team of people where we've got, you know, individual producers and directors and writers and you know, assistant producers that are breaking things down and then basically just handing you off like an edit list, like, okay, here are the edits that you need to make. There are you know, a few of us working on the projects, and we bring things back and say, well, this is kind of the direction that we were going with it, and, you know, give you a lot of room to just take it from there. So that, you know, that's part of what I think we're looking for in anyone. And you guys, you know, both have like writing backgrounds and enjoy film and storytelling and things like that. So that's why it's always worked really well. Ryan's distracting me.
Sorry, I also wanted to pull this up.
Oh, yeah. You realize, like, if we did a podcast of that show, like, you would have more, or not show, of his filmography. You got quite a few episodes to get through, and then by the time you reached the end of his filmography, you would already have like 400 more. I feel like that you'd have to go through.
There'd be so much, yeah. Also, when we switched to Nick Cage, we lost the audio because I was making that up on the fly. But oops. Your task now is to associate Andrew with Nick Cage.
I will take part of my free time every evening to learn the ways of Nick Cage. Hopefully be able to do a great impression of him, if not actually become him after a few years.
That would be amazing. All of a sudden, like, you just appear on his IMDb page and you're just a completely different person. That would be the ultimate Nick Cage. Yeah. That'd be the ultimate Nick Cage.
Next Christmas video will be my trial period, and I got to do a Nick Cage somehow, or at least try.
That's going to be your thing.
That'll be my thing. It's in the script already.
Much like I'm usually just like my character is just put off by whatever it is that's going on, or just like I'm just whatever, okay, or I'm super into it. You're just Nick Cage. That's
oh my gosh.
What it is.
Can we right now develop the Christmas video where Andrew basically plays a Nick Cage character. That'd be amazing.
This is not that dissimilar from the way that the Christmas videos come about, in
Yep.
case anyone has been wondering. Oh, a chicken. Yeah, Carolyn just asked if someone could dress up like a chicken for the Christmas video.
I like it.
Just a random guy in a chicken suit.
I hope Brent is watching. He helps us with digital marketing. I hope he's writing all this stuff down.
Yeah.
Because then all this stuff can go into our Christmas video, and it's going to be terrible unless you watch the weekly happy hour, in which case, hopefully, it's amazing.
Yeah. You're going to need to go back and reference something before you enjoy this.
You can't enjoy it without watching hours and hours of footage. That's how you know we do it well.
It'd be like picking up a Marvel comic book in the middle of a run, and just being like, oh, well, what are they referencing? Well, we can put little disclaimers at the bottom of the screen being like, for more information on this, watch this video, or you have to go back to this issue, or go back to that. Like, that's all that it is. We're making a video version of a Marvel comic.
We just splice in this recorded video every time we make a reference to one of them.
All right. So then, Andrew, I'm leaving you in charge of pretty much going through all of the hours of content and editing that into this.
Maybe the content of the video is already basically done. It's just this, and the only thing we need to do from here is cutscene to someone in the chicken suit.
Oh, nice.
So we're just doing visual. We're just recreating what we talk about on this.
Well, and we talked about it. I think, John, you mentioned it before. Like, we really got out a little too early with our last year's Christmas video, where it was all like Skype and then just people in boxes doing, singing. Like, that's such a COVID, 2020 Christmas version, but we could do it this way. Where,
ironically, we got out early with the content of the video, but not so much the video itself.
Yeah.
We were just a little behind this year.
A little bit.
That'd be amazing, though, to do your smash cut. You just do like all cartoons do nowadays, talking about something. Oh, like that one time that Andrew dressed up as Nick Cage and wore a chicken suit. Smash cut.
He just walks in the door and
Yeah, that's exactly how we do it this year. Every episode from now on, you have to keep referencing the Christmas video.
That'd be amazing too, like Andrew as Nick Cage wearing a chicken suit, but we just see a chicken suit. That's how deep we'd go with it. we just know that it's Nick Cage, Andrew as Nick Cage in the chicken suit.
Only true fans will know. Like, dude, did you see Nicolas Cage in that one thing? Like, yeah, he was so deep in character that it was actually Andrew as Nick Cage in a chicken suit.
It's like Aaron Rodgers in Game of Thrones.
And
I don't know if you knew that.
It gets attributed to Nicolas Cage on IMDb.
With a picture of Andrew. Nice.
And it just confuses people. People are like, that's not Nicolas Cage. Who is that?
And as a reminder to our viewers, you can ask questions or ask us to talk about any other actor, literally, if you would like. Just comment and we'll see them.
Because so far today has been Nicolas Cage and chickens.
This is basically how your projects get made.
Yep. This is the creative brainstorming.
Yeah, this is the creative behind that awesome work.
You're gonna think twice now, aren't you? In the future.
Well, now that we've talked about nothing for like 45 minutes, it's about time to play a little game. I think I told Jeff. I think Jeff was the only one who I told what we were gonna do.
Yes.
But we're gonna play charades. We're gonna do something new. We've been doing 2 truths and a lie. I'm running out of interesting truths to tell. It'd be like, I'm wearing a yellow shirt. That's kind of where I'm going because I've told all my truths. So we'll play charades. I've sent you guys a link for the Gamer Girl. She's got like a word generator, I guess. It's kind of fun. So what we'll do is I will start a timer here. Let's see. I should really get a timer on the stream, but I don't have one. So I'll start a timer. and then you get 1 minute to get us to guess as many words as you can. Oh my gosh, how long is that?
15 minutes.
Oh. All right, new plan. You have 15 minutes to get us to guess the most.
And I have to stand here and hold this the entire time, and also do the action when it's my turn.
This just became a whole hour. This game.
Yep.
Oh my god. After one round, and that's the show.
I'll start the timer. Let's see.
Who's going first here?
How about you, since you spoke up?
Sucker.
So make sure. So go to that link that I sent, and then
Yep, I am there.
in game you can click charades, and then category hard, and then you just click new word and you get a new word.
All right, let me know when you're ready. I haven't clicked new word yet, but as soon as you start the timer, I will.
All right, and you guys can guess at home.
And
All right, let's see.
just a reminder, charades. I can't talk. That's
Correct.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't make grunts or like.
I mean,
Should I give you a thumbs up
maybe.
when you get it?
In
Yes.
theory, you could just mute your microphone.
Oh yeah.
So even if you do accidentally say something, it doesn't come out.
No,
yeah,
we gotta
cheat like
we
a
gotta
cheater.
leave the microphone on for the accidental.
Give me -1 point if anything comes out of my nose or mouth.
Even
All right.
saliva.
Are we talking about COVID now, or
Yeah.
Um,
I've been holding back a cough for the last half an hour.
all right, I'm gonna try. Where the heck is that? I'm gonna try to write down maybe what you do. I don't know where this. I don't know. At the end of it, we'll just figure out how many you got.
Okay, I can tally mark on my side if that helps.
Yes, that'll be great.
Okay.
And then you just move on when we get it, or if you want to bail on it, you kind of like I don't know, Taboo or one of those other ones that you can just bail on them.
Okay.
That'd be
All right.
great. Okay, let me get a
Hard
timer.
difficulty. Here we go.
Yeah, let me get the timer. I was talking and not.
Is
getting
there
the timer.
is there teams? Are we doing teams like editors versus non-editors?
Ooh, because you said that, let's do it.
All right. So Jeff's got a guess.
I gotta guess.
Yeah.
All right.
So we've got the bottom two versus the top two. This is.
This is the
Let's see. All right. And I'll tell you to go, and then I'll hit the timer. Ready?
So what would be really cool? I don't think we can make this happen, but if like the viewers could actually see what I'm trying to do,
Mm-hmm.
that probably is like that's probably too much because
I know. I need a
Don't
third
worry
party.
about that.
I need a third party producer. I need someone else
Right,
who's
right.
switching. Yeah.
all right.
All right. Here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, sorry. That was 1 second.
Stab. Are we
Go,
still
go,
going?
go.
Are we-
Go, go, go.
Stabbed
Go,
in
go,
the
go.
heart. Stabbed. Killed. Died. Crying. Heartburn. Sadness. Emotion. IV. Blood. Killed. Death. Dying. Keep saying the same words over and over again. This is horrible. I haven't played charades in a decade.
Alex says broken heart.
Broken. Is it okay? Is it one word, 2 words? One word. Okay. A heartache. Heartbreak. Heart pain.
You can always move
those
on.
are-
You're at like 25 seconds.
Yeah. Can you just skip? Skip
Okay.
it. Basketball. Shoot. Basket. Score. Dunk. Free throw. Free throw. 3 throw. Bat.
Jump shot.
Jump shot. Jump shot.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, yeah. I mean that last one was hard. It was harpist.
Oh my gosh.
You almost got that one first guess, first try. The first one was hurt.
Hurt.
Oh.
Even though like getting stabbed through the chest is a little over the top. But,
it all hurts?
we got jump shot though. We got jump shot.
My goodness.
The good news is we'll each team will go once. and then maybe we'll do best 2 out of 3. You know, we'll have each of us going. It's like 6 minutes. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
I'd like to say great job, but I'd be lying.
Yes.
All right. John, do you want to act first or do you want me to act?
I can do it.
Ooh, that was strong. I like that. So you'll act first. All right, let's get you up on the screen. And for the people at home, I'll have the timer. All right, you got your words?
I'm ready to get a word.
You have the website up to click it?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. All right. Pointing. Fish, sailing, swimming. Lightning splash. Water is splashing. A boat is getting hit by lightning. A shark. It's a shark. A boat. We have a boat, and a meteor is hitting the boat. You're shooting it. A mortar. So you sunk my battleship.
Yep.
Sailboat. Here we go. You just pop something open. You're cranking it. You're turning it to screw in. Wrench. And let's see. 15 seconds. Sweat. Wipe. Tired. Complete. Done. Accomplish. Tired. Finish. Submarine.
Thanks, Max.
That was relieved.
Sweat. I think I said sweat, didn't I?
It was relieved.
It's hard.
But
it's such a distinction.
You did get battleship and wrench.
I like the delay on submarine from Max.
Yeah. Max just said relief. Well, there might be a delay on how long, there's like a 5-second delay, but there might be longer depending on how you're watching it. Okay. So what do we get, 2?
Yep.
And then I think I guess jump shot.
You guessed jump shot. We did not get.
But that's
jump
fine. That's fine. We'll give it to you. So that's your point. So it's 2-1.
I guessed free throw or 3 throw actually at one point. So
Yeah, there was something about a throw in there.
Yep, there was a throw in there.
Free throw. All right.
One throw, not enough.
So this will be Jeff going with Andrew. Let's go cut to Jeff. There we go. And here we go. This is 1 minute. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Striking a match. Matchbook.
Match. You got it.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Nice fitting clothes, sleeves, wear, vest.
Best.
Scoop, knitting, sewing, sew, crochet.
15 seconds.
Rumpelstiltskin, blanket, quilt.
Yeah, quilt.
3, 2, 1.
Dialing a phone. Dial
That one was hard.
was the last one.
Stopwatch.
Ooh.
I don't know how to. I'm like,
Good.
Nice.
click.
That was a good round.
Yeah.
You got quilt and vest. I had no idea. Oh, and match. Match was. I'm like, oh, this one I think you're gonna get.
Yeah.
But vest and quilt, I'm like, fuck,
That thing was so good.
I have no idea. Sorry, I have no idea. Anyways,
All right.
We're doing magic
you get?
at first, Jeff.
Did you get 3 or 4?
I got 3 for that one.
Nice.
Match, quilt, and vest.
So that puts you at 4.
One of those cans where you open it and there's snakes was Max's guess for that.
Yeah. I thought he was doing magic, So like,
Well, I would have just grabbed my lighter, but I'm like, it's not a match. I could have just been like,
No, that was
Also,
good.
It's not
That was
truly
good.
charades.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. John, this is you and I. We got this. Let's do this. All right. Here we go. So, I guess, yeah, I'll start the timer and it'll just go off. Here we go.
Drinking, sipping.
Sip.
Ooh, lots of clicks happening.
Try just skip them.
I can't see your hand. Shooting, holster, gun,
a ghost.
something. Oh, gas. Fill up gas tank. Refilling gas nozzle. Pump, gas pump. Up. Butter. Thumb thing. He's writing. Ink. Pen. Writing a letter. The inkwell. Pen. Shoot. What's it called? A quill. Writing utensil. Ink. Pen. Pen tip. Pen cap. Pen to letter.
That's it. Marker, sorry.
Marker. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know, with the writing utensil, I was trying to get bigger.
I thought you were dipping in an inkwell or something.
When he said pen and you made the gesture like shorter, like the word isn't that long, and I'm like, P? What's shorter than pen?
It's also very confusing. I'm like, oh, everyone guessed quill. I should have just passed. What do we get? 2?
We got
Oh
pump
my gosh, I was not paying attention.
and sip.
we got 2.
Sip.
Yeah, whatever the first one was.
Sip,
All right.
sip, and pump.
Yeah.
So it's 4-4. All right. So now I think we'll try a 2 minute each, because that 1 minute is just ridiculous.
I mean, one minute. I mean, it's intense.
Okay.
Feels forever.
1.5. We'll do 1.5.
All right.
So I was gotta look at Andrew now, don't I?
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to put you guys back
Very
on.
unfortunate.
There we go. Let's see. Okay. 1:30. So this will be Andrew acting, right?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Ready in 3, 2, 1.
Sing, opera, perform, act, actor, acting.
Yes.
Okay. Wacky inflatable tube man. Wiggle,
Wacky waitable.
bounce, wag, swag. Bob's your uncle. Bobbing, bobbert, bobbiting, rest.
Oh my gosh, I love this.
I do not know this one past this one, please. What was it?
It was a wobble.
Wobble. Dang it. Pen, paper. Pen, paper. Right.
Pen, pineapple, apple pen.
Scoop. Ink. Put pen on paper. Combine. Totes. The goats. Not that at all. Okay. Okay, stop that one. Salute. View. Spot. Ship. Captain. Boating. Boatering.
15
Sailor.
Yes,
Sailor,
yes.
okay. Let's do. Phone board operator. Listen to music. Concentrate. Sudoku. Crossword. Mining. Diamond expert. What?
Dang it. I was trying to like do a stethoscope type thing.
Stethoscope.
It says, no, it's doctor. It's doctor.
My 35.
I love that this brought us to Sailor.
Yeah.
Like I got it. It was your face, because you know what it is? My
was
head
awesome.
went Gilligan. Like that's
You
what I
were
was like.
thinking too like, high up there like a captain, and I had to bring it down a bit. But yeah, you
Stethoscope
missed
looked
you
like
missed
a
a wobble. I
wobble.
couldn't do a wobble
did-
better than that.
I did wiggle, and
You did
then
wiggle, and I should have been like,
and I did bobble,
Yeah.
but I didn't do wobble.
Yeah, and he
then the
liked
other-
bobble a lot, so we were like bobblehead. Like Aaron thought it was
Bobble,
bobblehead
bobbert.
too.
this one was mend. I, yeah, I don't know.
Men.
Mend was the word. Yeah.
Like you mend a pen and paper. You mend it, right?
Mend it.
Those
Yeah.
are the skippers right there. is what-
Wow. Okay.
And a friendly reminder: you can skip. You can click to skip. All right.
6.
So you got 2 more. So you got 6. We currently
we
have
have
4.
6 total.
All right, here. Let's get that timer ready. You ready, John?
I think so.
All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Wait. On top. Walk. Ground. Ooh, you froze for me for a second. Okay. On top. Ground. Walk on the ground. Ground walk. On top. Ground. Walk on top. It's a wall. It's a floor. Walk on the floor.
There you go.
Floor. Punching. You're writing. Oh, taking notes. Note taking. Handing something your notes afterwards after you watch them. You want to eat this? Oh, taking an order. Ordering. Waiter, waitress.
There you go.
All right, juggling. That was easy.
Gosh dang it.
Putting on gloves. Puppeting. A thing is spinning, is spiraling, a drill. The center. The hand is spinning. You're going to yell. It's wobbling. Something's wobbling. Tighten. To tighten it. To rotate a clock. Time. There is
That
no
was a
time.
windmill.
15.
Struggling.
10.
We got
8.
waitress.
We still have like 5 seconds.
Oh, I thought you said stop.
Punch. Fly. Superman.
There, got it. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Baloney.
I
Absolute
did not
baloney.
touch anything. You heard it. You heard the timer go off.
I thought you said the time. Oh, but you were saying something about your guess. I think you yelled time, and I.
Oh, yeah. Because I thought it was like a clock, maybe.
So we got waitress, Superman,
Floor.
and something before.
Yeah, there's one more. I think we got 4. All right, so we got 8 to your 6. Now this is the last round.
We gotta
All right, let's
rapid
see.
fire here.
Okay.
Jeff, if
Take advantage of that skip button.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, okay. If I don't think you're getting it, I will skip. If you absolutely have no idea, just say skip too. Like,
oh my gosh,
Yes.
it's super frustrating too. And maybe next time we can like show the word to everyone else, because like floor, I was super dumb on that. Like I just kept paying attention to like your one hand going on top of the other, not like the walking. Once you did the walls, I had it.
I mean, that's what charades is about, like you're trying to come up with something that's like makes sense to you, but you're like, it could be anything.
All right, here we go. Jeff Afa, you're up.
all right.
Here we go in 3, 2, 1, go.
Injury. Wound. Bandage. Sling. Cast.
Yes.
Row. Paddle. Paddle boat. Paddle board. Oar.
Or
A lot of noises going on there.
Party. Dance.
Party.
Crazy.
party. Oh God. No, I could skip that one.
Baby. Cat. Petting. Pet.
Pet.
Ooh, I like the official there. Yeah.
No.
No, skip.
Forget it.
I have no idea what that one was.
15.
Throw, catch, baseball, bat, swing, tennis, strike.
Yes, thank you. Ah,
All right. That was great. Yeah, I think you got
skipped
5.
President.
What was the one that I didn't get?
Yeah.
I skipped president because I'm just like, I don't know what to do with this one. Oh my goodness, what was the one that you didn't get?
You're doing a lot. You were doing like a whole scene.
I did ticket. Ticket was one of them that I just
Yeah.
skipped, and I was
Yep.
I'm like, how do you show ticket? Like, okay, do, and it prints out, and you go like that, and then someone tears it. Like I was thinking like a movie theater, but like that's so.
If you did the
Or like a
Polar
speeding
Polar
ticket.
Express, if you did this thing with the Polar Express where he's doing it really fast, maybe I would have got it. But
I just thought
I like
Nice.
I like the action movie retakes on the strike. It's like
And then you got mad.
yeah, it's just like
yeah, but then as soon as you put up the number 3, I'm like, oh, and then you saw it like this is the ball and it was going past you.
yeah.
Yeah.
You kept doing.
I swung, and
I
the
swung.
ball came past me.
It makes sense now.
Well, an or
Nice.
I didn't know like how do you like or
Mhm.
okay. Like,
That was good.
You did whatever.
have
You
been-
got it. You did a good job.
Also,
we had
let's
fun.
see.
It took me a while to think of what that thing was. I'm like, it's a paddle. It's a paddle cup.
That's my head. That's why I'm like, how do I get you to go to or? At that
Alex
point?
has been pretty good in his guessing. He got floor, cast, canoe. He might have gotten a paddle or
What,
and pet.
What do you guys need to get to win?
We have
Oh, that's
11.
good. 5, 11. We have 8, so we need to
You
top.
gotta get
We got to get
4
4.
to tie.
Yeah.
All right.
No, 3 to tie, 4 to win.
4 to win.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Here we go. I think I went out of focus last time, so maybe I'll try and stay here. Then I'll just push my mic away. Okay. Here we go. And to the live stream, sorry, I'm not responding faster. I think you're probably like 5 to 15 seconds delayed. So we've already moved on to the next word, but keep guessing. You'll win a prize from John. Okay. Here we go. Let's see. All right. Ready? Timer. Here we go. Minute 30. Where can you see? Minute 30. And go.
ring, wedding ring, engagement, kiss, engagement, kiss, engagement ring, getting engaged, getting married, groom, bride, ring, married. Yes, I accept proposal. Wedding proposal. Ask to marry you. Scared, concerned, anxious. Dang it! What is that expression? Nervous, embarrassed. Mad, angry, running, pounding, killing, fighting, MMA.
I couldn't hear anything.
MMA, killing, fighting, mad, angry, running.
Yeah.
Headlock.
All right.
I don't know what is going on. Scooting, sliding, riding, spinning, running. Writing, check mark, checkbox, checked off. Down, elevator, walk downstairs.
We only got 2.
What was the ring one?
Fiance.
Husband? Ah.
You got everything like surrounding it, and then after it, I just couldn't pull out fiance.
Yeah.
And then and
You
and
did
the first one that I think we only got two. So Jeff and Andrew won.
Well done. Well done, gentlemen.
High five, Andrew. Don't leave me hanging.
Oh, here we go. Here.
Yeah.
Let me put you guys back on. There you go. Now do the high
Let's do it
five.
again. Ready? Ready?
Ka-cha!
Uh,
COVID 5.
little off sync. But
Good job, guys. That was hard. I'm like almost sweating. And then I was trying to do like
definitely sweating.
trying to
sweating
do.
from laughing so much.
Did you get wrestling? Because I threw my headphones off and I just assumed like when you were like MMA and you started going further, I am assuming you got wrestling.
I think you said wrestling. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh man,
nice.
that was good. So you guys win nothing. Unfortunately, there's no prize.
Do we win having tomorrow off?
Yeah, you can.
Hey, for you guys, you can have the next 2 days off.
Thanks, boss.
How's that sound?
That sounds great.
We are kind of winding down here, but I wanted to see. We'll get to what you guys are watching in entertainment and stuff, but just anything else about editing or writing or just something super unique that you've learned over the last 6 years or 3 years or 4 years, doing what we do. Just a very interesting takeaway. Good hard question.
Andrew, do you want to go first?
Do I want to go?
Or do you want me to go first?
And just so you know, I'm not looking for like, oh, with a great team you can do great stuff. Like I'm not looking for any type of that thing, but like just anything interesting or a little tidbit or just something personal that you've experienced, just something super unique or interesting that maybe we haven't heard before.
Wow, that's actually a tough answer, or a tough question to answer. It's interesting because I didn't realize, like, no matter what project we've worked on, there has been times to pull from any kind of genre of storytelling and any kind of way of storytelling. Not everything is, yeah, we do a lot of like testimonials and a lot of, like how-to videos or, like a lot of like business-oriented work. But we can still have certain projects that pop up every once in a while that during the editing process, like for MG&E doing Meter Things, and it being like, well, this is a really great excuse or really good chance to utilize like a more scary horror direction, or like we're going to do musical. It's a lot of MG&E stuff for the genres, but I never thought as an editing wise that I would be able to utilize my storytelling capabilities to that extent. I kind of anticipated it being just, well, it's probably going to be the same sort of like informative storytelling, or potentially a narrative storytelling, but a very, non-thematic narrative storytelling. And it's there's been a lot of situations and cases where, like I said, you were able to use more of those other genres and more of those other types of storytelling, and it was, yeah, it definitely opened my eyes a little bit to what we can do, and it was kind of fun doing those. It's a nice change.
Yeah, and maybe that speaks to the variety, and like what we don't want to do is we don't ever want to be bored, because if we're bored, then the product we create is probably going to be boring. And even if somebody comes to us with a fan or electricity to talk about, I think it's important to try and figure out what's interesting, because I feel like I see you guys thrive when you get to do something different or something that we haven't done before. So I get excited when we're prospecting on something and I'm like, ooh, I don't know if Jeff or I don't know if Andrew's ever done anything like this before. This could be kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, adding on to that, no matter what project you're working on, you can be doing so many different genres, varieties, styles. The one thing that they all have in common is your editing choices all need to, first and foremost, serve some kind of story. It could be a comedy, it could be just like a promotional piece. But either way, whatever the message is of the piece, that's going to be the most important thing. You could have wild, crazy transitions in any piece. That's just a style of editing, but you don't really need it in 99% of things. Maybe that one thing where you want it to be super energetic, very fast paced, really eye grabbing, you might want to try them out. Otherwise, you're using just straight cuts pretty much for everything you use. And what you show in the time that you're given to cut to, basically, all your decision-making process as an editor needs to serve the ultimate, like, what's the video supposed to do? What kind of reaction is it supposed to get from its intended audience? So you could have all these like big variety of projects that you're working on, but that's the one thing I think they all have in common.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I wonder too, is this something, I know you went to school for this, Andrew. Is this something that they teach you in school, or it's kind of a silly question because I went to the same university, but I guess my question is more of like distilling that down even further. You're saying like story is most important. And I think we hear that messaging a lot, and it rings true because I've watched things that aren't even that well produced, but they have a great story, so they engage. So like you're saying, we always try to focus on that story. What about the extra stuff that we kind of add in, that's been fun for you to learn or to develop more, just to help that story shine? Because obviously we always try to get that story, that core idea communicated in a good way, and then we try and amp it up, like you were saying, whether it's through additional things like transitions. While they're not the most important, they can definitely help.
Yeah, I think additional things, they still need to have that same purpose. And the whole idea of that kind of came from when I was in school. We read a book by Walter Murch, In the Blink of an Eye, and that is specifically about editing. And he says, yeah, the number one important thing is, like, first of all, whatever cut you make, it needs to have the highest emotional impact possible. You could have a jump cut where it's like, okay, now this person's like kind of in a different place than where they're supposed to be. But if that's all you're working with, in the grand scheme of things, like that little consistency issue isn't going to make or break a thing if, it conveys a certain emotion to the audience. Like the little, like any kind of color correction, creative grading, any kind of VFX work that goes on top of it, it is in a way icing on the cake, because if your cut's like complete, and let's say you don't color correct it, that will still get a really good emotion across. But if you grade it in a certain way or color correct it to make it like darker, more moodier, it's just going to heighten everything. And I think that's what the extra things do. They just kind of like heighten the baseline. I don't know if we can go back to the chicken analogy here.
I was going to say. It's like cooking chicken thighs without seasoning. I mean,
exactly, yeah. It's chicken. You're going to get the protein from it either way. And then whatever other nutrients are in chicken. I think it's just 100% protein, if I'm not mistaken. But you want it to taste good as well, for sure. So audio, everything that goes on top of that, nice looking titles, just really complements the whole experience. It's like maybe having a little parsley on the side. Even you're not going to eat the parsley, but it looks nice.
Yeah, you didn't come for the parsley, but it certainly helps to make it unique. And somebody who's had chicken before will notice, what is that? It's a little extra, little something. That's nice.
You said that like you've never eaten chicken, but you're trying to pass it off that you have, as somebody who has eaten
all
chicken.
The time.
Yeah, I mean that's what I put in here. Like it's just all kind of blended up, and that's chicken, right?
It's chicken, liquid chicken.
So what do you guys, we'll wrap up with this question. What are you guys watching these days? What's the best thing you've seen recently? Like, I'm always looking for recommendations. I trust you guys. Like, this group is probably one of a few handful that if you recommend it, I will see it at some point, even if it might not be my jam naturally. If one of you guys recommend it, I'll definitely see it. So, what recommendations you got for us?
Oh my goodness. I have been flipping back and forth between I'm finally getting around to watching Doom Patrol. Which I think is
Doom
just,
or Dune?
Doom. Doom from actually no, I don't remember who actually hosts it, but it's with like Brendan Fraser and oh my goodness, I always space on his name. Why am I spacing on his name? Brendan Fraser. It's got Timothy Dalton. Alan Tudyk is in it, and it's a DC comic adaptation because the Doom Patrol has been around since like the '60s or so, but it's like a modern day version. It's TV mature for very good reasons. They swear a lot in it, and it's one of those more violent comic book adaptation TV shows, but it's very funny. It breaks the fourth wall constantly. Like, I think episode 2 starts with Alan Tudyk's character, who's also like the narrator, because he's kind of this omniscient character in the show. He pretty much comes in, like the show starts and he's like, so you came back for another episode again. Oh, look, they're doing this thing again. Like, he's commenting on the action of the superheroes in the show. But they all have very tragic backstories, and yeah, it's a very entertaining, serious, weird, a little gross sometimes, but fun. So I've been watching that.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to have Brendan Fraser in something. I don't think I've seen him in something in a while.
Wow.
He's mostly voice, because the character he plays, he's a race car driver that I won't spoil how exactly, but his character, he ends up being basically turned into a robot because of something that happened to him. So he's mostly this robotic figure with the voice of Brendan Fraser the entire time. But you do see Brendan Fraser in some flashbacks, because there are flashbacks in the show.
Yeah, I'm just looking it up. It looks like it's on HBO Max, and you've got
what it is.
Matt Bomer, who apparently just looks like Henry Cavill. Straight up Superman casting there.
Right.
Yeah, but that looks interesting. Have you ever seen The Boys on Amazon?
I have not, but I've seen enough previews of it to know that like this does feel a lot like the same tone as The Boys.
Sure.
I've seen The Boys, Ryan. Very excited for season 2.
Yeah. I'm wondering if it almost looks more comical, this Doom Patrol.
Yeah, this is a little funnier. It is a little lighthearted in some instances, just because of like the characters themselves do make a lot of jokes and comments compared to The Boys. The Boys does seem to be very dramatic and very serious.
Nice. Awesome. So Doom Patrol, that's your recommendation.
Yes.
Let's see. And you could plug something as we're coming out of here.
Oh man, I'm doing absolutely nothing right now, unfortunately. The only thing I could plug would be the Bit by Block that's on the BitLife channel. Brought that back after like 2 or 3 years of being on a hiatus.
Isn't that crazy? It feels like just yesterday, but it's been like years.
It's been years, yeah. So doing that every once in a great while when I actually have a little bit of spare time. So
yeah, that's fun. It's you building sets from favorite movies and TV shows in Minecraft and walking through it. It's so much fun. It's also just fun to kind of like hang out with you for like half an hour or whatever.
Yeah, because I don't cut anything out usually. Yeah. It's like I'll record for a half hour, 40 minutes or so, and whatever happens stays in the episode, because more often than not, the things that happen that take me off guard, I find funny. And it's just like, in the most recent build, I did something during the building of the second episode, and this character, even though I turned off all characters and like animals, this guy with 2 llamas showed up, and he won't leave me alone while I'm trying to build the building. And it's just me yelling at him and trying to hide from him the entire time while I'm also building. And
the ghost in the machine.
Yeah, it's just it's so weird and silly, but it's like, it's fun. I enjoy doing it.
That's awesome. Yeah, you can check that out on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. We have all those channels, the BitLife Show, and you have deep content on there. Lots of fun stuff, so check that out. Cool. Andrew, I kind of wanted to do a joke where I just forgot about you and kept going, because on our Zoom calls, trying to keep track of all the people and their updates, I would occasionally forget about you or Luke at the end there, but I did not today. So what do you got for us? What are you watching? What do you love? What do you recommend?
Well, that was also mainly because I didn't have a whole square with my video dedicated to it. I was just hopping on board my phone. So
that's kind of you to give me an excuse or give me an out.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, I've been jumping all over the place with what I've been watching, but I think something that I've been consistently noticing is there's a few things that Dave Filoni has been a part of. He's kind of he's a writer. He worked on Avatar: The Last Airbender was a big thing, and my girlfriend Michelle.
Oh, I love that movie.
That was like her favorite show growing up, and she's making me watch it. I kind of took it upon myself to also start it. I heard it's a fantastic story. But he's also worked on Mandalorian. He's directed a few episodes.
Oh, yes, that's where I recognize him from.
And then, Clone Wars, the animated series as well. So, actually, in the Mandalorian BTS as well, which is on Disney Plus right now, he goes on so many long spiels about just the Star Wars story and some things that you don't initially think about upon viewing, and it's really like helped me appreciate the thought process that goes in behind a lot of the creative writing, even in the prequels that a lot of people don't like. He actually goes ahead and praises a few creative choices that were made in those that I just never thought about. But
like Jar Jar Binks?
He does not bring up Jar Jar. He does bring up Jar Jar Binks. He does. He actually does. At some point. But yeah, Avatar: The Last Airbender, Mandalorian BTS. I've been watching Lord of the Rings behind the scenes because we just finished the extended editions.
It's so good, yeah.
And there's so much content there. Really fun to watch. We watched Onward, which never got a chance to premiere at theaters. It's
so Harrison Ford,
so
right? And Digital Dogs.
It was so enjoyable as well.
We'll have to watch that.
Yeah, you should definitely watch it. I guess there's a lot of movies that are popping up that just they skip the theater process since they're shut down.
Eurovision.
Probably get a chance to see.
Eurovision
was actually good.
I super enjoyed it, and I'm recommending it to everyone.
Oh my gosh, yes.
It's probably because I'm getting older, but like I teared up at one point. Rachel McAdams and Will Ferrell just do so well. It's got Dan Stevens? He's amazing as well. I have to ask you though, Andrew, we're talking about the Last Airbender movie, right? That Shyamalan film. So good.
Avoid that at all costs. Pretend it doesn't exist if your mind is capable of doing that.
Has Michelle seen it? The movie?
She has. Yeah.
Okay.
She has nothing good to say about it.
Okay. Have you seen the movie?
I believe I have many years ago when it came out, and I didn't mind it because I didn't originally watch like the original content, the actual show, and maybe that's why I didn't mind it. But apparently, if you've seen the show, it's just major disrespect.
Yeah, you should watch it with her, and then you guys should like live tweet it. I'd love to just see that experience.
I will think about doing that. I will absolutely do that.
Nice. Awesome. So, John, do you have any recommendations?
Let's see. We're still following Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They're doing what Community kind of did. So Community started doing this, and they did it for the last several seasons of their show. They only had like one or two just sort of like normal seasons, and then they started just doing everything as like a satire or
genre.
Well, this season we've been traveling through time with the team in Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and they're doing the episodes as like genre episodes. So when they're in the 50s, it's like a 50s film. And
that sounds amazing.
It is pretty fun, but it's like you're also kind of like, okay, you guys are the crew, like you guys are just having fun with this, clearly.
Yeah.
And then I think I mentioned on a previous podcast, I've just been following Kevin James' YouTube channel.
I second that.
He's so he's so hilarious. I've always liked him as a comedian and actor, but I just love these little short films that he's putting out, and they're kind of inspiring too because it's like, um, you're like it's that like return to simple filmmaking. It's like a 2-minute thing where the whole premise is he's trying to get up off his couch to grab the remote, and you know the way that it's shot and the sound design and the moments where the slow-mo takes out, it's like it goes into this like space launch, countdown thing with this inspiring music as he's like preparing to get himself off the couch. Just like little things like that.
You'll be happy to know, John, that he released a new episode 73 minutes ago.
Oh man. Yeah.
No Country for Sound Guy.
Yeah, and he's got his series. He has a couple different series. So he has the Sound Guy series where he just VFXs himself into some other movie as like the sound guy.
It's really well done. Like the work they do on those, it's very impressive. They match the coloring. They match he's composited into those shots really, really well. If they're actually using the backgrounds, like it works super well. I'm very impressed by that.
Yeah. So I just haven't been watching a lot because I was out in the wilderness. I was in the Boundary Waters, and then got back, and the evenings have been busy with things. I've been reading more than I have recently, so I've been reading the different books of the Chronicles of Narnia to the kids, and because of the Boundary Waters, I've been reading a book called Canoeing with the Cree about two guys after high school that paddled from Minneapolis to Hudson Bay, and the crazy things that they encounter as they go through there. So those are all my plugs right now.
That's not a Marvel sequel, Canoeing with the Cree?
It's not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not that Cree.
I thought it was an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. reference. I was in. Let's see. The what did you say right after Kevin James? Active listening and also trying to host is awesome. Oh, somebody commented speaking about Community, Heat Vision and Jack. Have we all seen Heat Vision and Jack, like those trailers?
Yes.
I don't
more
actually
than
know if
trailer.
Like a
There's
episode.
There's a pilot.
I am not surprised that it was Aaron that brought that up, Aaron.
It was Aaron. How did you know?
Because he's the one I first heard about it from.
Yes.
Have you seen that?
I know about it. I have not seen it.
Yeah.
You need to see it.
Yeah. It's so great. It's another Dan Harmon joint. Dan Harmon of Community.
I love Jack Black.
And Rick and Morty. Yeah. And Jack Black. I don't remember specifically. He has a motorcycle that talks.
The premise is that Jack Black was a NASA astronaut that went too close to the sun on a mission, and it fried his brain, but in a good way, giving him the power to know everything. And he has a motorcycle that talks to him. Mm-hmm. His roommate was shot with an experimental ray gun and fused with his motorcycle, and now Jack Black rides him around on adventures.
Is it Owen Wilson who's the motorcycle?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's so good. And there's Ben Stiller in there. Yeah, so I've been watching Community. I watched like the later episodes, I think maybe when they're airing, but I never saw the earlier ones, so I'm rewatching it. I love like the self-referential Dan Harmon, just genre exploration and writing. Like that's so much fun. I'm watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. now on Netflix, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So I got to catch up, but I love that. Like Buffy back in maybe the 90s, early 2000s started that genre work where they are in a genre. They're in like sci-fi fantasy or urban fantasy, but then after 3 seasons you're like, okay, how do we spice this up? And they start doing genre pieces. So I think we've seen television do that through the years after that, and I love it. And Community is like you said, there's 2 seasons that are just more normal, and then it's just like genre,
Yeah.
which is so much fun. And it even explores how storytelling works. And that's the stuff that I find really, really fun when you play with like a storytelling trope and twist it, or you kind of wink at the audience without it being cheesy. Love it. So that's Community. I was thinking about TV, and have any of you guys seen The Morning Show yet on Apple TV?
Not yet, but it's on my queue of stuff to watch.
Yeah, it's so good. I recommend it again. I think it's, at the time, I was like, this is the best television I've ever seen. I think I still agree with that. Acting is phenomenal. The writing is great. And it just takes you on a story that's just, it's very appropriate in the time. It's about Steve Carell as a news anchor who essentially gets canceled, cancel culture. He gets canceled because of an allegation. And it explores what happens at the news station with his co-host or co-anchor in his life, like all the things, what happened, the perception, like everything. It's amazing. Reese Witherspoon's in that. Who's the other? Carolyn, thank you. You got my back. This show's fantastic. Reese Witherspoon and Jennifer Aniston. Oh my gosh. Like I enjoy Reese Witherspoon a lot, and I was kind of lukewarm on Jennifer Aniston, but I thought Jennifer Aniston was phenomenal in that role, and Reese Witherspoon was great. And anytime, like, I love Steve Carell in The Office, and then I love Steve Carell in any other serious role. What was the wrestling one that he was in?
Fox something.
Yes.
Foxtrot?
That's what I wanted to say, but I don't know that it's Foxtrot.
I don't think it's Foxtrot.
But it's that where he's like the wrestling coach. Like anytime he's serious and weird, love it. Foxcatcher. Yes.
Or Foxtrot, the dance. One of those two.
It could be either. We never know.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way to tell.
Nope.
So yeah, that's my recommendation as well. But that's it for this episode, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. I mean, I put it on your schedules and said you guys are up, but you guys rocked it. I love talking with you guys and hanging out.
Wait, what are we doing? What did I do? What did I miss?
We haven't started yet.
I've been working this entire time, guys. What about?
Yeah, no, we're gonna start it too. So go ahead, take
cool.
a bio break. We'll get going again, and then we'll ask the hard questions.
Okay, good. I like hard questions.
Awesome. That's it.
Cool.
Next week we're gonna have TC DeWitt on next Friday at noon. So tune into that. TC is he's everything. Professionally, he works as a writer out in LA, but he also directs, he acts, he ADs, he does, he's a guy who just wants to be on a film set, and you want to have him on a film set. Good friend of mine from high school. We worked in a movie theater together, so it's fun to be able to work together on projects. All of us have now worked together, everyone on this screen, which has been awesome. We do small projects here and there. He's even co-directed a Christmas video with us and helped write. But yeah, he'll be next week at noon. Mark it again. Bring your favorite libation. And that's all we got. John, do you have anything else for us?
Oh, how I wish I did.
And on that note, we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
I guess I